The U.S. Supreme Court hears a case today involving gun bans for accused domestic abusers. And Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds has endorsed Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in the Republican presidential contest. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. It's been 1 month since Hamas militants attacked Israel, killing at least 1,400 people. Israel has responded with airstrikes. Palestinian health officials in Gaza say 10,000 people have been killed, more than two-thirds of them women and children. Israel has rejected calls for a ceasefire. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says after the war is over, his country will have to ensure security within Gaza.
I think Israel will, for an indefinite period, will have the overall security responsibility because we've seen what happens when we don't have it.
He spoke to ABC's World News Tonight. Netanyahu also says Israel would consider humanitarian pauses of about an hour from time to time. This would allow relief aid to enter Gaza and the release of hostages. The U.S. Supreme Court hears arguments today in a case that could invalidate a federal gun law. NPR's Nina Totenberg has more.
At issue is a Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals decision that struck down the law banning guns for those covered by domestic violence court orders. The appeals court said it violated the Second Amendment right to bear arms because there was no similar law in the 1700s. If the Supreme Court agrees, the effects would be profound. Similar state and local laws would also fall, along with an array of other gun regulations that have no precise analog to laws in the 1700s. Moreover, such a ruling would blast a giant hole in the national background check system, which last year relied on those domestic violence court orders to stop 13,000 gun sales. Nina Totenberg, NPR News, Washington.
The office-sharing company WeWork is declaring bankruptcy. The company rents out office and conference spaces to people and businesses that need room to operate. WeWork was once valued at $47 billion. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds has officially endorsed Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in the Republican presidential nomination contest. Iowa Public Radio's Clay Masters reports.
Governor Kim Reynolds remained neutral for months, appearing with all the Republican presidential hopefuls who visit this leadoff state. She says she thought long and hard about whether she should weigh in ahead of the caucuses.
We need someone who won't get distracted but will stay disciplined, who puts this country first and not himself. That leader is Ron DeSantis.
It's not common for a governor here to endorse ahead of Iowa voters having their say. Former President Donald Trump blasted Reynolds and DeSantis, calling them disloyal and saying it's the end of Reynolds' political career. Trump, who leads in the polls, recently picked up the endorsement of Iowa Attorney General Brenna Byrd. The Iowa caucuses are January 15th. For NPR News, I'm Clay Masters in Des Moines.
You're listening to NPR News.